Hi, it's Jim from Jim Dandy Audio. I'm here in the basement. I'm spending a bunch of time down here because I've been working on modifying my guitar, replacing the pickups. Uh, what I've done is I've taken this Epiphone Emperor Swingster. I've put DiMarzio Super Distortion into the bridge. This is not something that you should probably do. Two reasons why. First is, of course, it kind of looks ugly. Second is that this is a high output pickup in a hollow body guitar. And so when you get that, if you plug this into an amp, the sound is going to resonate inside this hollow body and you'll be fighting feedback constantly. The reason I can get away with it is because this is a studio guitar. I'm mainly plugging this into an amp simulator and then direct into a computer. So as I went through and replaced this pickup, I took some footage. If you're interested in figuring out the wiring of a stock Epiphone pickup, the 5-wire standard stock pickups, and the colors of the wires and how to figure out the polarity on those pickups, those details are in there. And then after we've done that, we'll be back. I'll plug it in. We'll see the different sounds that we can get. Okay, so the first thing is, of course, we're working with a hollow body guitar. And there's some excellent videos already out on YouTube about doing some of this work. I suggest you check them out. But essentially, with the hollow body guitar, there's no access except through this little sound hole here. So you have to take everything, drop it into the body of the guitar, and pull it back out through here, which is what we've got done. You should check out some of those other videos. A short version of it, which I'll repeat here, is that before you take out all the pots, what you want to do is you want to tie a string around them and then pull them through. And the reason for this is so that when you put everything back, you can actually guide everything back into the respective holes, and it'll make your job a lot easier. So before doing this, I did a whole bunch of research, figuring out wiring for various guitars, figuring out how to do replacing of the pickups. And of course, when I pulled everything out and looked at it, it was a lot more, it wasn't what I was expecting. And everything is quite fiddly. So I was planning to take out and rewire the pickup. But now I'm looking at Plan B. Plan B is simply to cut this pickup out and reattach the other one here, rather than trying to rewire at the pots. So here's the Epiphone bridge pickup, stock pickup. You can see it there, and of course it is a 5-wire. Let's bring those wires. There's, of course, red, white, black, and green, plus a ground, so 5 wires. And 2 of these wires are going to go to the north coil. 2 of these wires are going to go to the south coil. Of course, the main thing is to try and figure out which of those go to which. There's other videos out on YouTube. Some of them are really good. There's one that's about 22 minutes. It goes through all this in great detail. I don't want to do that. I don't want to repeat that. But I do want to show you one thing, because I made a stupid mistake when I first started, and it's good to avoid that. So first we want to check for continuity with our multimeter. With the multimeter, what I first did was I started with one of these wires, say the green wire here. I know it's hard to see, but I got the green wire, and I held it like this with my thumb against the contact. And I did that same thing with all the others, and of course I got continuity with everything, because the continuity was happening through my fingertips and through my body. Of course, you don't want to do that, so you can hold one of the wires with your thumb and finger, but with the other one, of course, you want to hold it not anywhere but the handle, and from there you can make contact with the other wires. There's the black, no continuity. Oh wait, hang on, sorry. There's the continuity there. If I touch the other ones, here's the red. There's no continuity. If I touch the white, also no continuity. So we know that we have the green and the black that go to one of the coils. To figure out which of the coils, what we do is we switch the multimeter to read a DC current. This awkward fiddly bit is that we get our leads attached. Here we can actually use our fingers to hold these down for the black and the green. And then we want to create a current by using something metal across these two leads. And we want to read, if we go against the north coil, we get a current going through and coming off. The better the contact with the metal, the stronger the current. And you'll see that when I place it down, we get a negative reading, and pull it up and get a positive reading. You'll do the same thing on the other side, south coil, or the bottom coil, in this case, you also get a reading as well. Main thing is to look at the degree of reading. Here on this one here, when I drop it down, drops down minus 55, coming up plus 36. Here I do the same thing, minus 0.5 plus 0.1. So these two leads are going to the top coil. So that's the green and the black. And because we have it set up this way, we can tell whether the current is going positive or negative. And of course, I was calling it the north coil because I already jumped ahead and I know which polarity it is because I used a compass. With the compass, you can take the compass, bring it over. And with the compass reading, with this angle and the glare, you won't be able to see very well. But if I bring it to this over to the south, try and get this so that you can see, we have the north magnet going to the south polarity. So we know this is a south coil, the bottom one. This one that I already have with some tape with a little N on it is our north coil. And just so that it's clear, I made a little chart for you. And this is the wiring with the two pickups. The Epiphone is a stock one. We have the black going into the north and coming out with the green wire, the south. The white is a positive, the red is a negative. And then of course with the DiMarzio, you can see that we have the same north-south setup of the coils, but the color of the wires is different. The red is a positive and the black is a negative on the north coil, while the white and the green are the pair for the south, white being positive, green being negative. So what I ended up doing was taking out the Epiphone pickup, matching the wires that were still in the body and soldering them to the correct wires with the DiMarzio pickup. So the DiMarzio pickup, the red wire coming out of the replacement pickup, I soldered to the black wire in the body of the guitar. The black wire from the DiMarzio pickup soldered to the green wire of the Epiphone, so on and so forth. Now we'll put everything back together, plug it in, and then we can hear what it sounds like. Well, there you have it. I'm pretty happy with how that sounds. I was able to keep the original bright sound with that stock pickup here on the neck, but then add in some of that overdriven saturated sound, more saturated sound with this super distortion pickup over at the bridge. This is Jim from Jim Dandy Audio. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again.